Is the Champions League really worth it? For a team like Arsenal, who's going to the new camp this coming week, to just be thrown out and destroyed by Barcelona, we asked, do clubs like Arsenal really need to try in the Champions League? Or are they just wasting their time and hurting their chances at winning their league title? Arsenal is still going to put out their first team no matter what to show some kind of fight against Barcelona. But in the end, they're probably going to lose, and that's going to put them 10 games behind Leicester City and Leicester City is first in the league. Maybe this is why Arsenal's having so many problems in third place. Even if Arsenal comes out of a 2-0 deficit and somehow wins at the Camp Nou, then they're just going to be even put further games behind Leicester City, and that's going to lead to more injuries, more tiredness on their players, and they're just not going to be ready for what the league has to offer in the last month. The amount of games that the Champions League has from the teams makes the teams have to have this deep bench that Arsenal just doesn't have. To really see if the Champions League is worthwhile for a team like Arsenal, Sevilla, or Atletico Madrid, Valencia, we have to look at the history of the Champions League and see really why do these teams that win it so often, and why they have all these trophies. The Champions League has been around for about 61 years, and in those 61 years, 22 teams have actually won it. This gives the chance, a 36% chance that those 22 teams are going to actually win it again. Now looking at a more narrow view of the Champions League, say the last 10 years, Spain has put in about 5 Champions League winners and 1 Champions League runner-up. We all know who that was. England has put up 3 champions and 5 runners-up. Italy has had 2 champions and 2 runners-up, and Germany has put in 1 champion and 2 runners-up? 3 runners-up. So does that mean that England's stronger than every other league in the world because they put more teams into the Champions League finals? Maybe we're just having an off 3 years. To see any kind of difference in the Champions League, we have to look back to 2003-2004, where Porto took on AC Monaco in the Champions League final. Both teams that hadn't been in it for many, many years, and AC Monaco, this was their first time ever being there. Now Porto came on top, and they also won the Portuguese league. It's kind of coincidence that the best team in the world won their league, where AC Monaco came in 3rd place in League One. Is there a coincidence that AC Monaco, who obviously didn't have the best team in the world because they lost in the Champions League, right? That's what it stands for, right? Came in 3rd place and couldn't battle and contend for their 1st place championship in their league. It's kind of a coincidence that you see. So is it really worth it for a team like Arsenal? Or should they just put out the U21 team, their B squad, their reserves, and have the reserves go at it against Messi, Suarez, and Neymar? What should they do? Is it really worth the extra games, or should they recover their players and go after their league title maybe and try to actually contend and not get 4th place again? Arsenal don't have the depth that is needed for the Champions League. The depth of having like a Mario Götze on the bench. That's something that most teams don't have other than Real Madrid, Barcelona, and I don't know, Bayern Munich. On the other hand, we have teams like PSG, who have dominated Ligue 1, destroyed it. Nobody else is even going to come close to them in the final. All they have left is the Champions League and Ibrahimovic. Ibrahimovic needs his Champions League trophy. I mean, he's already going to leave for like $1 billion trillion. You might as well get him a Champions League. He deserves it. The dude's been around forever. On the complete other hand, we have Real Madrid, who obviously lost La Liga. They can't fight Barcelona and Atletico Madrid, but they can still put up a fight in the Champions League. And for this team like Real Madrid, going a season without a trophy is a failure. It's a loss. They need this. So then, for a team like Arsenal, is it even worth it to try? Should they just give up, put their reserves in? For a team next year like Leicester City, West Ham maybe, should they just give up and not try, put in their reserves in the Champions League and just kind of say whatever, screw it? Well, statistically, they're right. They shouldn't try. Because unless you're Bayern Munich, Barcelona, or Real Madrid with the best teams in the world, you need a super deep team to even try. Or be in such an easy league like PSG, where your only thought can be on the Champions League. But for a competitive league like the BPL, with Leicester City bouncing out of nowhere coming in 1st place, Tottenham putting up a great fight in 2nd place, Arsenal in 3rd, probably going to end up in 4th, with the Champions League and getting their confidence destroyed by Barcelona next week. It's a really tough decision to really put out. They have no chance at even winning the league. They've won it once in their past, and they got like a 0.6% chance of ever actually winning it again. And those odds are not in your favor and very, very slim. There's no chance for Arsenal to even win, so why aren't they even going to try? Or are they? Or are they going to pull out a huge upset and actually win the Champions League and the league? They're already out of the FA Cup. You never know.
I have worked all winter. I will not fail summer in the back of a bush like Gavin Rossdale's drummer. Yeah, my stinger.